busy.
Perpetual calendars are already
very
busy-ish, and this is way too busy. It's not necessary. It's unneeded, and this is proof that they're stuck.
Yeah.
Go look at 100 other perpetual calendars before you ever bought this. Chinese movements are here to stay, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. When brands start to step up the actual quality of the case and the aesthetic matches, dude, it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah,
it's going to be game over for a lot of watch brands. I like it, me personally.
Welcome to Between the Lugs, episode number 30. We've done 30 of these.
I can't believe that
one.
you keep track of what episode number it is.
We have a lot to talk to today. We're gonna do some hot takes very first. Very hot takes. We'll be hot about it. And then there's some watch releases that are happening, that have happened, that are actively happening.
I think Felix is stroking out on us.
Yeah, I've had a day. But first, what do we have on the wrist? You did this last episode, no?
This is my Patek World Time Platinum Edition. Woo. But I'm wearing this because we were going to film something else today, another piece of content. And I have these really cool buckles. They're called Fitwell buckles, and they have a micro adjustment in them. And I put that micro adjustment on this custom watch strap that I have. It's made it perfectly, exactly the tightness that I need.
Yeah, so we do... This episode is not sponsored by them. We do have a code, though, you guys can use. Okay, well, for me, I'm wearing a watch that we filmed on our AliExpress video. But I really love this watch. It's the Addy's Dive. It's like a sand dial. It's blue. Has a kind of baby blue look to it. It is quartz, so say what it is. But I actually kind of like that because I'll just put it down and then, boop, it's still running.
I mean, listen, dude.
It's very nice.
You don't have to worry about that watch.
Yeah, I really don't. So shall we get into some takes that are hot? So the first hot take that we have is Longines are now making the best watches in the world. Price, quality, and attainability. You know, I kind of agree with this hot take right now because the market is really crazy, especially on some Microbrands plus like that entry-level luxury. And Longines is a great value for what it is. Their prices haven't really changed that much over the last couple of years.
Is it the best watch in the world? Price, quality, attainability? It's up there. It's definitely up there.
Definitely
there
up there.
are so many good watches right now. It is hard for me to name one as like the best. But
Sure.
I do think that they are in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah, and I
Hands
feel like
down.
if you're going traditional classy, like you can't beat Longines.
It's
for value.
It's a Longines.
Longines. We're agreeing with this for the most part, except with some caveats.
I think that if you are a watch collector, you should be looking at Longines.
100%. Okay, nice. Hot take number 2. Seiko standards have dropped off and I'm going to get roasted. Tissot is the new value king. I think Seiko still has its place. And I also think that Seiko, not every Seiko, a lot of Seikos have been a little undervalued, especially in the secondary market. You can find a really nice Seiko for half price off on Doma Shop on Amazon.
Yeah, go gray. Like they are definitely in a price bracket where I would not be scared to buy gray.
Yeah, 100%.
At all.
Yeah.
And you can get 35, 40% off of a brand new watch.
Yeah, sometimes 50, 60.
On gray market. So I would definitely look at gray if I was going to buy most of my Seikos.
Now, do you feel like Tissot being the new value? I don't know if I agree with that. I'll tell you why. There's so many other watches I would put here instead. Citizen would be a great one. Orient would be another great one. Tissot is overpriced in a lot of different ways.
I like it when they put a little twist on it, when they have a little bit of fun with it, step outside of the box. Then that's when I would look at Tissot because there's a ton of value on that Damascus. It's not that expensive. The carbon is not that much more expensive. So that is getting a watch with something a little different and special. But just their standard line, I don't know. They're definitely not the value. They are 1,000% not the value king.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Hot take number 3, and this is where it's going to get very dicey, and I have a lot to say here, but we'll try to keep it condensed.
We'll keep it short.
Microbrands are simply ordering parts from a Chinese factory catalog with Kickstarter funds.
Get over it. That's what I'm going to say. Chinese movements are here to stay. And I don't think that that's a bad thing because they basically are democratizing complications at this point. Here's the rub. A lot of cheap looking watches are using those movements right now. And the aesthetic is the issue with the watch, not necessarily the movement.
Yeah.
When brands, and there are a few out there that are doing it right now, start to step up the actual quality of the case, the quality of the build, and the aesthetic matches, dude, it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah,
it's going to be game over for a lot of watch brands. So I like it.
My overall opinion on this is what everyone kind of harks on. So, like, for example, I've been mentioning AB86 a lot because I have been genuinely in love with the brand, and everyone was like you're just like an ambassador or something. Like, you're not telling us. I'm like, no, I love the brand. I've been able to handle their watches. They're great aesthetic pieces. They look vintage, and they're good value. Like, people take away the idea of like watch brands are businesses for some reason, and I think that's the problem. Is like they get stuck in this like I can buy a Seiko for $300, and I basically like I'm getting the best value. I'm like, no, you're not. You're still not. You're probably still getting a 30% price, profit margin. But let these other brands who are smaller, don't have that distribution, don't have those factories, whatever, to make their movements. Let them make a unique watch in a unique way, and let them make their money too, because they need to survive in order for the brand to exist. And like, it's so weird to me that people love On Studio Underdog, which I love the brand, but then like, those are really expensive watches for what they are.
It's the first brand that comes to mind when I read this.
Yeah.
Studio Underdog.
Yeah.
Love Studio Underdog. I have nothing bad to say at all. But they use a Chinese movement. They use a seagull movement.
Yeah.
Right? Now, do they modify it in some ways and they finish it?
Sure.
Yeah, they do. But it's still a Chinese movement. What's the point that they're trying to get to are simply ordering parts. I guess this is more of a statement than a question. Yeah, that is what a lot of them are doing, but not all of them are doing.
And whether it's wrong or not, I mean, don't buy the watch, just don't hark on people when they do buy it. I generally do feel like people hark on microbrands too much, way more than they should.
Instead of rambling on, because we've probably talked about this for like an hour,
Let's digress.
We'll move to our next
I think
segment.
our points make sense, though.
I hope so.
All right. Well, next up, we have a couple new watch releases that happened. We're going to focus in on Breitling right now with their Navi Timer and Perpetual Calendar releases. They released a trio of new reference numbers, 2 Perpetual Calendar numbers and models, and a tribute to the Concorde. So first up, we have the Navi Timer B01 Chronograph 43 tribute to Concorde at 10,600 USD. Limited edition to 593 pieces worldwide. And yeah, it's like a callback to the turbojet engines that power the aircraft. What are your thoughts?
I like the watch. I don't have any other thoughts. I love a Navi Timer, like the look of a Navi Timer for a calculator type of watch, for a pilot watch. I like the look of it, and I think they did a good job with this special edition.
I think this will be big on a lot of risks, but honestly, it's well done. I think the lug design is very clean. The combination of strap that they've added to this is a very clean watch, and people do shit on Breitling a lot for the sizes, but 43 millimeters is very conservative, I feel like, on the lower end for them, and makes sense if you're a pilot. Perpetual Calendar coming in with a blue colorway, 52,000 USD.
Get the out of here.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do not like this at all. I do not like the idea of taking this case and putting a Perpetual Calendar in it. It's way too busy. Perpetual calendars are already busy-ish, and this is way too busy. It's not necessary. It's unneeded, and this is proof that they're stuck.
Yeah.
You don't take this case, this iconic case design, as a pilot's watch and stick a Perpetual Calendar in it. Who's buying this?
It's crazy.
I hate it if some of you guys out there watching this love it, but I mean, go look at 100 other Perpetual Calendars before you ever bought this.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here. That's all I really have to say. It's very clunky. It's very busy. The bezel's too much.
There's a couple of iterations. So there's this one, and then there's this neutral colorway on alligator strap. I like that colorway, but still,
Still busy.
I'm not a big fan of the watch. Why couldn't they
Breitling
use this as an opportunity to create something new? That's my problem with Breitling.
So next up, we have the Christopher Ward C63 Sealander True GMT.
This is an in-house
Caliber movement.
Completely from the scratch. They are the ones that designed it.
Okay, nice. It's a clean design. I don't know what the size is on this. I think it says like a 41.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the dial layout, the format.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm just not a big fan of it. And also, I have seen this watch in video. Mm-hmm. It looks to me like they ripped Tag Heuer. It looks a lot like a glass box.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
A little bit. I think, is it the orange that makes it feel that way a little bit?
No, it's just the case design. Just the case design, a nearly, bezel-less case.
Yeah.
It looks a lot. When you look at it in video, a lot like a Tag Heuer glass box.
I haven't seen this on video. I think my first impressions of this is it's okay. This is not a watch I would buy. I'm not really hot for this. And also, if they did less with the sub-dial work, I think I would like this a little bit better. But there's a lot happening.
Listen, I guess you could argue that because it's a true in-house movement, what's the price on this?
$4,135.
Yeah. The price is not terrible for a real in-house movement, but I would argue that a Longines Zulu Time GMT is a better looking watch aesthetically. It is a proper looking tool watch to me, and it's around $3,500. They claim that it's in-house, but it really is an ETA base movement.
For Longines, yeah.
But if you're going to spend the money, I just feel like, the
Longines is a better value and a better looking watch.
It's a better looking watch.
Yeah, it's just I've seen so much of this on video B-roll recently because of your video, and this is a really nice looking watch, especially in person.
Really good looking watch. 39 millimeters, 3,500
Very clean.
bucks. Come on.
The green looks nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's our thoughts on that. Up next, we have some member Q&A over on the watchbros.com. We have a membership site where you can leave us questions to answer every single episode, and we love answering your questions.
Yeah, so our first question is extremely long. So do we want to read a truncated version or do we want to read the full version?
Let's read. Wow.
It's a lot in there.
A lot to say here.
Yeah.
Let's read the truncated version for our audience.
Okay.
Are luxury watch fans missing the fact that watches are functional tools? And is that why they incorrectly think luxury watches are better than quartz watches? This is a good point. And I think the reason is a lot of people either hark on one side or the other. I think I made this point in another video where quartz watches are really extremely hated on for the price. If you're looking at GS, for example, which is adjusted, modified quartz with their own movement, whatever. They do cool things. And then you jump into that same price bracket, you get an automatic in-house movement. So I think it's such a diverse, such a split between these two.
I would say here's the core of it. Everybody gets into watches for a different reason.
Yeah.
So some people are super specification and
technical
heavy, like you're watch nerd, and that's a great reason to get into watches. Those are generally the people that are going to have an issue with the quartz.
Yeah.
But you also get into people that love the story. I'm a big story-driven person. I love whatever the heritage and the history and how it came about in design, and the kind of the art form of watchmaking is what I enjoy. I think it's your entry point or the reason that you collect that drives a lot of this conversation. Are watches tools? Yes, they are tools, but not all of them are tools first. So I don't think all watches are tools in the way that this question is being presented, is what I'm saying. So it just comes down to where you're coming from.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also the third probably person in your group there is that some people just buy watches because they look good, like the certain look of a watch.
There's that reason also.
And I think that's actually a huge market for a lot of watch people. Some people know Rolex as a brand name, but they also just know it as an iconic look, and so they want to buy that watch.
Yeah. I take a very holistic, open approach. I love people getting into the hobby. I love them getting into the hobby for whatever their reason is, and I love watches. Loving watches is different than the watches I would buy and own, though.
Yeah.
That's just the difference.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you're hitting on the nail. I think there's a lot of people, like, for example, will actually use their bezel to track a time, like how it's supposed to be on your diver or whatever. But most people don't. They just have it straight on because they just want it to be clean, you know? And I guess the point you're making is a lot of people care about watches more as jewelry than the tool first function. But I think that's okay. It just depends on the occasion.
What's the next question?
All right, next.
That was a good question, by the way. I like that question.
Yeah. Is lume really needed on a full dress watch? By Brent. Is it needed? No, but I feel like most of the time, the only time I really want lume on a watch is when I'm wearing a dress watch. You know why? Because every time I'm wearing a dress watch, it's dark out.
That's a good point. Tell the
time.
Honestly, it's a really good point.
I've noticed that about my dress watches. They don't have lume.
I rarely ever use lume.
Yes, I do agree with you on that
any
too.
watch. So is it really needed? No. And sometimes it can mess up the aesthetic of the watch depending on how it's been applied.
It does depend on the watch. It depends a lot on the aesthetic. I don't know what it is about me. Like my Seiko quartz, the Merkur that I have, like I've worn those watches out and I'm like, what the fuck time is it? It's too dark in here for me to tell because
That's because you've been drinking too much.
That's probably it too. I need that extra lume.
Lume's not fixing that, bro.
I need that lume autocorrect focusing system that doesn't exist yet. So
Felix is looking at his watch, one eye's open, one eye's closed. He's like, I need lume.
Tell you what, sometimes it's necessary, though, when you've been drinking a little bit too heavy. So, 50-50. I could see a reason to not have it. Would I like it on some of my watches?
I don't think it's needed.
Yeah. Just depends who you are. If you're drinking after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Question number 3 is, with the rumors of Rolex changing their bezel on the Daytona back to the old style versus the radio printing on the current models, what inspired them to change in the first place? Why do people find it so hard to comprehend the time if the numbers are upside down? By SC Watch Guy.
Okay. And do you know a little bit about what he's talking about here?
Almost nothing. I do know the old style Daytona bezel compared to the current one. That's about it.
The orientation of the numbers going around. So imagine a clock. So a clock, all the numbers are right side up.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what Rolex used to do.
Seriously.
Sometime in the early 2000s, they changed it to be more like a gauge.
Gotcha.
So imagine a gauge in your car.
Yeah.
All the numbers are not right side up.
Right.
They
follow the track.
So that's what they changed around the early 2000s.
Okay.
So you have a large group of people that hate that because they feel like it's harder to read. But if you're reading your gauge when you're driving, you're pretty used to seeing numbers orient in that orientation. And Rolex is known for doing kind of heritage releases or throwbacks when they have big things to celebrate.
Sure.
The rumor is that they feel like they're going to release a Daytona with the numbers back the way that they used to be, orientated all in the same direction.
Right.
So, what the question here is, why do people find it hard to comprehend the time if the numbers are upside down? I don't know, because I don't find it hard to figure out.
Yeah.
Is it like a split second extra of processing? Maybe. That's just a maybe.
I think it's just BS that people want to complain about.
I do not care. I personally think that it looks better when it's following the track. The track.
More natural. Yeah.
It just looks, and that's leaning into your motorsport heritage if you're looking at it that way. Too. So, but yeah, I don't know why people are even caring about it that much.
Who knows? Well, we're not one of those people. So, question number 4, with the technology being better in the Omega Planet Ocean GM2, why do people so gravitate towards a GMT Master 2? What's the better value? I think on phase 2, 3, or 4. Funny. Yeah. Very inspirational.
I think on phase 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
Sounds like a watch collector.
Yeah. Very correct.
Okay. So I know wearability and heritage. That is your answer.
Yeah.
That's the simplest distilled down answer that I can give you. Wearability, the GMT Master 2 wears much easier.
It's a little bit of a cleaner design.
It's a cleaner design, right? It just looks better on the wrist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the Omega is ugly by any means. It's just the difference between 17 millimeters thick on the Omega, 43 and a half case size, compared to the GMT Master 2, 12 millimeters thick. So that's massively different.
41?
And 40.
40?
And 40. So it's just more versatile.
Yeah.
That is the heritage of really the first true GMT was made by Rolex with the Pan Am Pepsi that they ended up making in the 1950s. And so you got a ton of heritage behind that watch, whether you're buying the Pepsi variant or not. It's just the fact that they're really the ones that they didn't invent the idea of a GMT, but that version of a GMT, they were the first to have it. In the format that we read it. It's
iconic. And I don't know, the Planet Ocean for me it's a very, I'm not saying it's an ugly watch, but it's a very distracting watch. I don't know, the colorways that they use are way more like, look, I have a blue watch on my wrist.
It's a bold looking watch.
Yeah, it's very out there.
And I do know that spec-wise, man, it's a Mitas movement. I mean, that's incredible. I know that it goes like 600 meters of depth, helium escape valve. Like, technically, it's very impressive. So you're right. Yeah, the Omega Planet Ocean GMT technically is a better watch, but then you're back into the discussion that we were saying earlier. Why are you into collecting?
Yeah.
If that's your thing, then you should definitely buy the Omega.
Yeah.
If that's your thing. If your thing is stories and heritage,
I agree with that.
Then I think the GMT Master 2 makes more sense.
And that's the same argument with like quartz watches too. Like when you compare the Grand Seiko to Rolex, Grand Seiko has a clean sweeping hand, Rolex ticks, but it's all because Rolex wanted the reliability of their fucking BPH.
Man, why'd you have to cuss at Rolex like
Sorry.
that? By the way, I'm wearing a Rolex hat.
Yeah, this is new.
Well, I've worn it before.
This is not a new hat. I'm just saying this is new for you to do.
I'm wearing a Rolex hat, wearing a Patek watch. That's funny.
The irony.
I thought about this when I put it on this morning. Rolex to me has just become like a brand.
I think that's their move.
Yeah, it's just a brand. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, I'm going to rock my Rolex hat today. Even though everybody knows that I'm like the most modern Rolex hater there is. But I like the brand.
I would rather wear a Rolex hat than a Grand Seiko hat. I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Not going to lie.
Bro.
Not going to lie.
Dude, just spitting.
People are going to say, GS, what is that? Fucking Grand Sports? I'm like, no, you don't know watch. So
dude, somebody's drinking his Haterade.
Yeah, sorry. That's what they have in Liquid Death. Anyways, I guess that's everyone's questions. Hopefully we don't get lynched this episode. Hopefully you guys send why I agree. Or if you don't, leave a comment down below. Let us know your perspectives.
Let us know if you want to see feet pics by Felix.
That doesn't happen on this episode.
If we get enough votes, then he's going to have to show like a toe.
If you buy me a Rolex GMT, I will show you whatever you want.
Wow.
So,
bro, dude.
Just donations on thewatchpros.com.
Yeah. Listen, guys, we appreciate it very much. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We can't wait to do it again.
Yes.
Thank you for your likes and subscribes and all of that stuff because it really does help the channel.
Yeah, we appreciate you very much. Check us out on After Hours where we are going to be answering to our members only.
After Hours is going to be hot today. Hot today.
Watch collections. We're going to be answering what is in Jeffrey Epstein's collection because he has some interesting watches over there. So head on over to After Hours.
If you guys are interested in what we have to say about Jeffrey Epstein, probably nothing nice, then hop over to After Hours.
It'll be fun. We'll see you over there. And thank you so much for watching this episode. Bye.